civil war, genocides, quote-unquote ethnic cleansings, Holocaust, things of this nature that really emphasize the fallen nature of humanity and human atrocities. A lot of people see these events in history and ask themselves, well, where's God? Where is God in all of this? Why didn't God stop this? Well, first of all, God created human beings as free will agents. In other words, he gave us the freedom of choice to do whatever we wish, which means we're not always going to do what he wants us to do. We're not always going to obey his commands and his word. And God is a gentleman. He will not force us to do anything that we don't want to do. He will compel us and influence us and steer us in the right direction, but ultimately the choice is ours. A lot of people may look at Jonah and say, well, God made Jonah go to the Ninevites by having him being swallowed by a great fish. No, he influenced him. Even after being swallowed by a great fish and being spit up on the land, Jonah still could have said, nope, not going to do it. But we see, although that human beings are fallen and we have a bent towards evil and we have a free will to do as we please, which is what causes all these tragedies such as genocides and ethnic cleansings and Holocaust and Civil War, nonetheless, God is with the victims. If we look in Genesis chapter 46, during the severe famine all over the land of Canaan, and Joseph became second in command of Egypt, there was plenty of food stored in Egypt, and he sent for his father and his brothers to come. Well, they were used to living in Canaan, and this was something totally different, a new culture, a new land. Everything was totally new. And God said to Jacob in chapter 46, verse 3 of Genesis, I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for there I will make you a great nation. Not only will I go down to Egypt with you. See, God says, not only will I go down to Egypt with you. We know that eventually that the children of Israel became in bondage in Egyptian slavery for 400 years. But even though they were going down into Egypt to survive out the famine, God said, look, I know this is a strange place, but I'm going to be with you. I will also bring you back here after Joseph has closed your eyes. So at the beginning of the exile of the children of Israel in Egypt, God said, I'm going into exile with you. I'm going down there with you. Yes, you will become enslaved, but even such, I will be with you in slavery. Now, let's fast forward to Deuteronomy chapter 31. God tells Moses and Joshua that he is going to be with the children of Israel, just as he was with the children of Israel when they went down into Egypt, and all through the 400 years of their Egyptian slavery. He is now going to be with them as they exit Egypt, as they leave in the Exodus from Egypt and travel back to the promised land of Canaan. Again, this generation has not even seen Canaan or known Canaan, and it is something new and foreign and strange to them. It's a new venture, and God says, look, I'm going to be with you. Just like I was with you in Egypt, I'm going to be with you in the Exodus on your way to the promised land. Deuteronomy 31:6 says, be brave and steadfast, have no fear or dread of them, meaning the giants and the occupants of Canaan land. For it is the Lord your God who marches with you. See, God is with us, marches with you, and will never fail you or forsake you. In the midst of war, in the midst of slavery, in the midst of human atrocities, I am there with you, God says. Verse 7, then Moses summoned Joshua, and in the presence of all Israel said to him, be brave and steadfast, for you must bring this people into the land which the Lord swore to their fathers he will give them. You must put them in possession of their heritage. Verse 8, it is the Lord who marches before you, and he will be with you and will never fail you or forsake you. So do not fear or be dismayed. So this is such an encouraging commentary on, in the new journeys of our life and in the strange places in our life, and even in the midst of tragedy and victimization within our lives. God is with us, not only when we go into it, but as we're going through it and as we're coming out of it. There's another passage of Scripture that says that, I'm going to be with you even through the flood and through the flames, through the fire. So God is with us. The psalmist says that there's no place on earth that we can go, or even outside of earth, where God is not. He says, if I go to the ends of the earth, you're there. If I go to the bottom of the sea, you are there. Even if I make my bed in hell, even if I make my bed in the grave, you are there. So God is with us. Even times when we don't always see him or feel him, we must trust and know that he's there, and that he is a participant within our sufferings when we become victims of people who use their free will against us. Hey, thanks for listening. Go out there and have a great day. God bless. Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at abrahamsdescendants.com. abrahamsdescendants.com, getting back to the 1st century in a 21st century way.